Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to teach you how to change a radiator DIY on a budget. No experience needed, no special tools, just regular common household tools and a positive attitude. Well, let's get started. As you can see here, we're removing the radiator cap so it could go release the water, and then you're going to remove the top hose as seen here. The top hose has to come off first. If not, you're going to make a mess with the bottom hose, which probably will happen anyway because the bottom hose always makes a mess. Right here, this is only for the automatic cars where you have to remove the transmission cooling lines. The radiator serves as cooling for the transmission as well. So you have to remove those lines in order to get the radiator out properly. And here you see how some cars you have to remove the entire front end in order to even get to the radiator and the condenser, which is right in front of the radiator as well. So the entire front end has to come off on some cars just so you could get to this task. This right here is the holders for the radiator itself. It has a rubber piece on the radiator itself, and this bolts on the hole in the bottom, and the big hole in the top is where the rubber piece goes. Here's another picture of showing you how to take off that bracket that I just showed you, and you just loosen that bracket and pop it up, and that'll remove the bracket from the radiator. And normally it has two, one on each side, and when you remove it, the radiator can come out. And here is Tom, I don't think that's his name, but we're going to name him Tom, with a radiator out. He's looking very confused because he didn't think that he had to do all of this crap just to get the radiator out. But he has to, and that's it, Tom. Move on. Here, radiators coming out, and some cars are easier than others. Some cars you can remove without having to remove that much. Some cars you have to remove the whole front end. Some cars have those clips that I showed you, or some cars are bolted with 4 bolts directly to the core support, which is on old school cars mostly. Here, I don't know why this picture is like that, but as soon as you put the new radiator back in, you're gonna put the hoses on, and then you're gonna fill it up with coolant, essentially. So I guess I miscalculated my process, but we'll go with it. And here's another one that's filling it up. But yeah. So essentially you're going to reverse the way you took the radiator out. You're going to put the hoses on. You're going to put the transmission hoses on. And then you're going to fill it up. And right here, this is a reservoir. You got to make sure that you fill this up properly as well, because this does have a max and minimum line. And if it's not filled up properly, it could create an air pocket and actually overheat your car. So what you're going to want to do is fill up the radiator and this reservoir and start the car and start bleeding the radiator cooling system. And this right here is a reservoir already closed, filled up. As you can see in the bottom, it's a different color. That's the coolant color, and it is ready to go. And there's here, make sure to always put your cap on, because it's happened to me before where you go drive it, overheat the car, and forget that the cap is off the entire time. So make sure to always have your cap on, and make sure that your hose, as you see right there, the top hose, is on.